take a drink here. A bit wiped out a bit from the Avalanche's crazy win over the Edmonton Oilers. It was wild, but that's not the story. The story is not one, but two teams have joined this year's playoff party. That's right. Two teams have clinched a spot in the 2022 Stanley Cup Playoffs, and here's a congratulations to the first of those two. New York Rangers are in the playoffs. Their 5-1 victory over the Ottawa Senators put them in the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. The last time was the 2020 bubble, the Toronto bubble, but they were the only team swept in that qualifying round. I love Rangers goal songs. Crazy goal song. It's one of my favorites. Of course, ours is great too. The Avs is great, but the Rangers do have an amazing goal song. So yeah, the Rangers are in the playoffs. 8 years ago they made that run all the way to the Stanley Cup Final, and but they mean business this year. I mean, it's amazing how beastly that team has become. They reached 100 points with their win. So and they're tied with the Hurricanes in that race for first place. And with the way Pittsburgh's been going, it might be a 2-team race. It was a 3-team race, but Pittsburgh has been falling off of it. But the Rangers can really make some noise in the final 20 days of the season. Yeah, it's going to be insane. It's going to be very, very insane. But anyway, congratulations to the Rangers. They got a great team and a good coach in Gerard Gallant. I'm pretty sure Vegas is regretting firing him, but that's not all. As I said before, two teams clinched a spot in the playoffs, and here's the other one who made it. Oh, God. I'm just going to let this play out here. Seriously, how can you not love Hall & Oates? How can you not love Hall & Oates? And here's the thing, I never really paid that much attention to the gold songs. Horns, yes, the songs that played after it, not that attentively. I didn't really notice this until, last year? Because remember last year, COVID protocols are all over North America, especially in Canada. No fans at all until the playoffs in Canadian games. And when there's no people, you hear things clearer. And when I heard, Toronto's song out the horn, I went, "My God, that's Hall & Oates." But yeah, Hall & Oates is great. They sing some good stuff. But I just thought it was interesting that it was part of a goal celebration. But anyway, so yeah, the Maple Leafs are in. The Leafs are in the playoffs. It means a couple of things. Number one, the fact that a Canadian team is in means that pressure is officially on for the drought to end. No cups for any Canadian team since 1993. There's also pressure for another drought to end, Toronto's own. They have 2 droughts they need to quell. They haven't won since '67, and they haven't won a series since '04. And I hate saying that, but cause asshole fan bases poke that into Leafs fans constantly, and a lot of times it's fans of teams that have done much less than Toronto in their history. But yeah, the Leafs are in. Well, we know the story. The Leafs are in. This is their 6th straight playoff appearance. They need to get over that playoff series hump. They do, especially this year. honestly, this is their best. Honestly, this year is actually their best chance to do anything. Last year was a shortened season, but they still finished in first place. So because of that, that's where the expectations were real high. But really, this year is their best chance to do anything because they reached 100 points, just like the Rangers did tonight. And Austin Matthews is, my goodness, scoring goals like nobody's business. He has 58 goals this season, and there's 20 games left. He's scoring 70. He is. He is scoring 70 goals this year. Now, if Austin Matthews does reach 70 this year, and Toronto still can't get past round one, then that's a total waste. That really is. It will be a bigger waste than last year. Toronto needs to get over that playoff series hump. They have a good chance to do it. They're in second place in the Atlantic, and that means home ice for round one. Toronto hasn't had true home ice since '04. Yes, last year they had the home ice, but again, it was COVID restrictions and COVID protocols. No fans in any of those games until Game 6, which was in Montreal, and that had about this many. And Game 7 actually had like a few thousand people in attendance. I think it was like a few hundred people in attendance. I think they were all essential workers. But so that's not really advantage. The advantage is a big crowd of your home fans just rally your team on. That's a big part of the advantage. Toronto is going to have that for the first time since 2004. And I think that's going to help them, but they really need to take advantage of that. They could play Boston again. Yes, I know that's a big demon, but if Boston doesn't have home ice advantage in that series, I think Toronto should take it. They might play Tampa Bay. And wouldn't that be something if their first series win in 18 years is against the back-to-back reigning, defending, undisputed Stanley Cup heavyweight champions? That would be really something. That would be a big feather in their caps. It would also save Kyle Dubas' job. Because I seriously think if they fail again, he's going to be fired. They're not going to take it anymore. But, so the Leafs are in. The Rangers are in. 5 teams in the playoffs. That's 11 to go. But half of the Eastern Conference's field is filled already. And, so that's the story. Leafs are in, Rangers are in. And tomorrow will be my recap of the week that was. Maybe we might get a clinching. I think some teams might be close now that the Islanders lost in regulation. But who knows? If any teams do clinch tomorrow, I'll congratulate them as well as part of my recap. So once again, congratulations to the 2 original 6 teams that made it, the New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'll be back tomorrow with a recap and any more congratulations for any teams that make it. So stay tuned.